This has not been a fun show to produce, and normally I don't do product reviews, but in this case, I'm going to make an exception. And spoiler alert, I'm going to be trying to talk you out of buying this game, and if you've already bought this game, I'm so sorry. The Crew is a game developed by Ivory Tower and put out there by Ubisoft. The fact that the developer's name is Ivory Tower should be all the warning I should have needed, but moving on. You may have heard that this is a racing MMO. It's neither. As per Ubisoft's liaison to the players, it's a driving game, not a racing game, and it's also not an MMO. The first thing you get thrown into is a run from the cops mission with really no explanation. This sets the tone for the entire story mission part of the game. Oh, you didn't know about the single player content? They certainly don't advertise it, and for good reason. It's bad. How bad? Well, here's my live reaction to a major plot point from my live stream. Although, I can almost guarantee you if it's going to go with any other tropes, he's about to die.
Stay low.
I won't say anything.
Oh, hey. No, they let him get halfway back to the car. Presented in lovely shaky cam. Make sure you bring some Dramamine. If I had to sum up the plot in the solo missions, it would be this. It's every bad 80s breakdancing movie ever made, but with adults in cars.
I see you around here again. I'll take a lot more than your territory. Get me?
The writing is just that bad, and I would call it borderline racist in some cases. I honestly expected to see the token black NPC eating watermelon, or the cars in LA all having Latino pride vinyls and hopping on hydraulics. Oh yeah, I just went there. But what is actually offensive is how hard that Ubisoft gives some players the middle finger. There's this early mission called Ironclad Dash, highlights this perfectly. Unless you're running a high-end gaming PC, you just can't pass it. It's got something to do with how the timer works on real time regardless of your hardware or network issues. The Ubisoft community manager even said on his forums that if you can't pass the mission, your computer sucks. Dude, harsh. If that's the case, I wish you'd have posted the real minimum specs on the Steam page so I could have made an informed decision before I got this game, but okay, enjoy my $60, whatever. But going back to record specific things, I found that you can actually keep leveling up without going through the storyline, but wow, that's a slow grind. If you do get into the racing, prepare to be frustrated by rubber banding. Just one example. I entered this open world race and I parked on the start line for 30 seconds before driving intentionally badly and not using my nitro boost and finished the race. 25% in, I caught the pack. 50%, I was leading. The only reason I won is because the AI rubber banded and rammed into the back of my car instead of slingshotting past me. Now, the community manager defended this by saying it was done to make the game a challenge and it was a noble idea. It's not noble, it's condescending. And if anything else, what it tells me is that the game has nothing to do with driving skill. It has everything to do with just an algorithm that just makes it feel close every time. And because the Crew community thinks that I'm lying about this, you can click on the monitor right behind me over here and you can see the entire race uncut presented on my old channel. And speaking of the community, the part they've all been waiting for, I'll just put it this way. The community manager accused me of trying to paint his community as toxic. All I can say is that I never had to pick up a brush to paint that picture. My introduction to the community came on my live stream where I was griefed in-world, and Crew players came into my chat room unprovoked to tell me to kill myself and stop playing their game. And that's before I even went to the forums. I couldn't figure out where this attitude came from until I found about Crew coins. You get some at level 10, but you're encouraged to buy more from the cash shop. You can grind in-world for minimal cash and buy pitiful gear with it, or you can buy Crew coins and get everything with those. And that's when it clicked. Ubisoft is fishing for whales. It's why the emphasis is on your computer sucks and not we'll look into this problem. People with older computers, well, obviously they don't have any money, but high-end computer users do. So stroke their egos and make a community feel exclusive to them. I could be wrong, but this is Ubisoft we're talking about here. In the end, my impression of the Crew is that it's someone else's impression of what things really are. The playable map feels like how Europeans see Murica, and the MMO feels like it was designed by cargo cults, and the players feel like they're a parody of hardcore gamers. You know, I actually believe this entire thing was parody, but it takes itself way too seriously. Is it worth $60? No. Just no. I'm leaving out a lot of major problems here, like the disconnect issues, hour-long waits for what they call PvP, a lot of the glitching issues, the fact that friends can't really ride with you unless they're at level with similar cars. But in the end, I think I can leave on this note. The Crew is a driving game that thinks it's an MMO, and in reality, it's not. Considering that at any given time you'll only see 8 other player characters on the screen, yeah, that does not make a really good MMO. That's basically couch co-op in a dorm room with beer and pizza. Actually, minus the beer and pizza, and without the beer and pizza, what do you really have? Well, the way the AI rubber bands in the Crew, you'd have Mario Kart.